From 2018 through 2022, one of my friend groups played a lot of Ultra Hardcore. Ultra Hardcore was a game mode originally developed by the Minecraft server as a challenge to beat the game while only regenerating health through potions and golden apples. It would later become most popular for its competitive format, where players or teams would battle to be the last one standing. But there was one thing our friend group did more than play UHC. We waited. And while 15 of us waited for one guy to finish showering, we built this lobby. I found a copy of the map from 2020. It has an entire parkour course, a working copy of chess, an endless corridor, and of course, the thing in the title of this video. I was reminded of this map the other day by a YouTube video talking about a splash potion that can kill players even in creative mode. Unfortunately, there were quite a few errors in that video, so I've loaded up this 6-year-old map to figure out how they really work. So I believe it's hidden behind this pressure plate. There should be a secret bar with the potion that we're looking for. So right now, you can see I'm in creative mode, which should ordinarily prevent me from taking any damage. But if I press this button and drink this potency 29 healing potion, I'm going to die. However, if I apply that same effect to myself via a command, nothing happens. To be honest, I never actually knew how these worked, but having been modding the game for the past 5 years, I think I should be able to figure it out. This glitch is actually several years old, but it still works in the latest versions of the game, so we're going to be taking a look at the Minecraft 26.1 decompiled code. The issue stems from this class, Heal or Harm Mob Effect, which is responsible for applying both healing and harming potion effects. We're going to start with the misspelled function, Apply Instantaneous Effect. This function is invoked when the effect is initially applied to you, so that's via drinking, splashing, or lingering potions. Since healing and harming potions do opposite behavior for undead mobs, the first thing it checks is whether to apply healing or to apply harm. While you might think that this could cause a glitch, it actually works as expected, so I've gone ahead and hidden the code for damaging. The game then calculates how much health to heal you by. Although Minecraft normally works with health as fractional numbers, known in programming as floating point numbers, the healing code instead decides to work with whole numbers, specifically using what Java calls an integer number, which is going to be very relevant to the issue. Looking at the expression, we can simplify out the variable scale, as that turns out to be a number between 0 and 1 representing how far away the player was from the splash potion when it hit them. But for drinkable potions, this is always 1. We can also ignore the 0.5, as that's only related to rounding the scale, which we just removed. That leaves us with just this expression, for left shift by amplification. A left shift moves a number's binary bits to the left, and since these bits represent powers of 2, this is intended to multiply the value by 2 to the power of amplification. We can demonstrate this using a simple sign to byte. Each bit represents different powers of 2 to be added if the bit is enabled. The uppermost bit is our signed bit, and unlike the other bits, it is subtracted when enabled. We can see this in action if we perform a left shift by 1, as our resulting number is now negative. With all that out of the way, let's start taking a look at the results for every healing potion in Minecraft. Starting with potency 0, representing a level 1 healing potion, we can see that the bits get shifted left by nothing, producing an unchanged result of 4. After potency 1, the highest level in survival gameplay, we've performed our first doubling. Continuing past survival limits, the healing amount continues to double with each potency. At potency 28, the game is now trying to heal over 1 billion half hearts of damage. More importantly, we can see the lone bit we've been shifting is about to reach the negativity bit. With this bit in place, the game now views this number as the largest possible negative number. This result is then passed into the living entity heal function, which in another world might refuse to accept negative numbers, but instead, all it checks is for the entity to be alive before adding the largest possible negative number to its health, killing it instantly. This issue could have been avoided in several ways, and in fact it kinda was. Within this other function, which to my knowledge is only invoked when the effect is added directly to an entity via the effect command, we can see the same faulty calculation, except now it's wrapped inside of a max function, which returns the greater number of its 2 inputs. For the case of potency 29, it compares negative 2 billion against 0, and correctly decides that 0 is the greatest number, healing the entity by 0. This is why that, as of writing, the Minecraft wiki actually fails to note that potency 29 can kill you from a potion, only stating that it heals nothing by the effect command. If we keep pushing the potency higher, the lone bit gets shifted entirely outside the number, leaving just empty bits to heal the player by 0. This continues at potency 31, then at potency 32, it wraps back around to healing 4 half hearts. This had me confused at first, so to figure out what was happening, I had to dig into the Java Virtual Machine specifications. It states that all but the 5 lowermost bits of the number to shift by get discarded, effectively meaning it gets wrapped around at 32. If we continue to increase the amplification, we'll see every healing amount is repeated in the same order every 32 levels, with potency 61, 93, and 125 all serving to kill a creative mode player. The maximum potion level of Minecraft has actually changed several times, but we're gonna stop here at 127. Before we wrap up, I had just one last question. Since the healing function doesn't block negative numbers, is there anywhere else in the code that this can happen? I looked through every other invocation, and unfortunately I wasn't able to identify any other issues. The closest seems to be this heal for feeding food to a tameable animal like a wolf, but the game won't actually let you give yourself a food with negative nutrition for this to work. To get this potion for yourself, you'll of course need the potency 29 instant health, but to kill all mobs, including the undead, you'll also want to add potency 29 instant damage. I've left a command for spawning one on the latest Minecraft Java Edition version in the description. Please note though that I can only promise this works on the latest vanilla Java Edition version of the game. While researching this, I did learn that several mod loaders fix this, intentionally or not, so you've been warned. Alright, that's about everything I can think of for these potions. I've been thinking about these for years, so hopefully this can serve as a definitive guide to the exploit. Let me know in the comments if you liked the video. If this does well, I would love to look into why the levitation effect used to be broken. But until next time, take care.